What's up guys, Jacob Rothenberg here, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about offline business ventures. Reason why I'm going to talk about offline before you shut off the video is because if you've been doing Amazon and Kindle publishing for any length of time, or online marketing in general, you know that anything can happen at any time. So, your account can get banned for whatever reason, whether you actually broke the terms of service or you were just caught in the crossfire, so to speak. You can lose access to your promo codes. You can have your online income just drop dramatically once your books die out and you can't figure out a way to get them selling again. Online income is very volatile, and the last thing you want to do is be dependent on the platform that can shut you down any day. So that's something that I was always very aware of, and because I quit my job, I never want to go back to working a full-time job. I need to secure myself, and that was one of the reasons why I was having a sudden change of heart about trying to make a quick buck, to doing things white hat, doing things sustainably, and not losing my account, because I really want to be doing investments and passive income to a point where I never have to work a job, and part of that gig means following the rules so you don't get banned. Okay, so even that said, nothing's ever too safe. That's why I was working with my business mentor, Cassie, and he had recommended I look into ATM machines. Now, say what you will, you can make the argument that ATMs will be obsolete in the next 5 to 10 years because of crypto, because of payment information being stored in your phones. I respectfully have a difference of opinion on that. I'm not going to ramble too much, but there's still a lot of cash-only businesses that are going to accept only cash if they can help it. They don't want to deal with credit card vendors or whatever. And let's face it, a lot of people don't have credit cards or even access to a debit card. Not to disparage old people, but I don't think old people are going to be ever in tune with using cryptocurrency as opposed just to simple old cash. And cash is used worldwide as a currency in virtually every country. So I don't see ATM machines, especially in America, being unviable as an investment. But anyway, just to make the story short, I have 2 ATM locations, and one was recently set up at a Cannabis dispensary in UC Davis. Out of respect for the venue, I don't want people calling in or whatever. I won't give away publicly which Cannabis dispensary I have. But the deal was that for the ATM location, I get $1 as a surcharge for every transaction that's made through the ATM machine. So that means every time someone uses the ATM machine, they have to actually pay a surcharge at that location of $2 per transaction. I get that $1. Now, it doesn't sound like a lot, but Cannabis dispensaries, as of right now in Cali, are cash only. And from the information that I've seen, I work with the local supplier here in the Sacramento area. Cannabis dispensaries can have up to literally 2,000 to 3,000 transactions every month. And it's just absolutely insane how often ATMs are used there. So I figure, let's just make it conservative. If I can even make $1,000 per month with an ATM at something like a Cannabis dispensary. ATMs are a very simple business. So you have the machine, you buy it, you outfit it with all the equipment it needs, you fill it up with cash, and you refill it with cash once it depletes from transactions being made, and you profit off the surcharges that you make. Simplest business ever. Okay, so if I can just get 10 ATMs set up, and not that every ATM will make $1,000 per month, I don't want to lead anyone on to that, but you're certainly looking at locations that can make even $200 a month profit. $500 a month would be very good. Cannabis dispensaries are like the home runs of locations you can get. But imagine if you have even just 10 ATMs making you $200 a month profit each. That is $2,000 a month. For a lot of you guys, that's going to be enough to cover your mortgage, or at least cover a good portion of it. That can cover your bills as far as utilities and whatever you need. It can be extra discretionary money for investments you want to fund. Okay, so that's where I'm going with this, guys. And I don't want to ramble too much and go on a tirade, but let me just say this. Okay, you can make multi six figures online, but if you have nothing to show for it in the real world, what good does it do you? Okay, so yeah, you can release, courses, you can have all these books online, but if you're squandering your money on going out, or you're reinvesting into your business and it suddenly crashes, or if you just, basically not invest your money into other ventures that can hold you up and make your lifestyle sustainable, what do you really have to show for it? Can you end up, making 5 figures a month and still being stuck in a place like Mexico against your will? Yeah, it can happen. Can you be making 5 figures a month with courses, not publishing because they got banned 3 times, and not be able to rent a property in the US due to cash flow reasons? Yeah, it can happen. You can be a self-claimed 6-figure earner online and be absolutely broke. And that is something that I'm certainly not immune to. So, I'm trying to keep it real about where I need to go with my portfolio. And I know I need to do offline stuff to not only secure my investments, but to also park my money somewhere safe. So where I live here, it's a pretty nice area. More or less, despite the so-called recession coming up, my money that was used to form equity into my property is relatively safe. So I could go into the whole argument about how this area is going to appreciate, but that's my opinion. Even if a recession happens, I put $75,000 down on my house here. Even if a recession were to happen and I sold my house at a loss, okay, I'm still going to get like 70 back or 65 back, even after fees, what have you. It's just not smart to risk all of your cash in your business or keeping your balance low because you're just spending all your money on shit that you either don't need, shit that's not going to make you money, or you're risking it all by trying to scale up a business, and it could be a business that could just disappear because it's on Amazon and it's on a singular platform. So one thing I want to mention too with ATMs, guys, is that the really cool part about it is it's not like books, to where books, for the most part, I would say 95% of your books have limited longevity. Now, I do have a couple books that still sell really well after 2.5 years of being published. They're the books that I self-authored, and they're really good books. But those are like the unicorns, no pun intended, of the book roster that I have. Most of the books that I published 2 years ago are dead. Most of the books that I published 12 months ago are dead. Not all of them, but most of them. With ATMs, so long as the location you're at stays up and in business, the longevity of your ATM is going to stay somewhat constant for the duration that it's at a location. So I work with a local supplier here. He just showed me his stats. He has several locations that have been in business with his ATM for over 10 years. They were making him $300 a month 10 years ago. They're making him $300 a month up until now. Okay, so yeah, you're not going to be making a miraculous few $1,000s per month with a book by luck. But if you want consistent income that's somewhat reliable for the most part, why not consider something like ATMs, even vending machines, candy machines? Man, there's just so much stuff you could probably lease out if you get creative. Just think about it. Okay, so that's all I'm really got to say, guys. Don't get caught up in trying to be an online flexer and not having anything in the real world, because at the end of the day, a loser's still a loser. Even if you have online claims in the real world, what do you have to show for it? So keep at it, guys. Keep working. If you have any questions about ATMs, leave a comment below. I'd love to help you out. I'm pretty experienced with the whole process at this point. I don't know everything, but I can save you a lot of time and hassle and trouble with what I've had to go through setting up my locations and what it takes to break into the business. So until then, guys, take care. See you later.